The stairwell. Standing in a circular stairwell, somewhere near the bottom of it, the only thought in your mind is, I have to make it to the top. You begin walking up the stairs. Time passes. Day turns into night, turns into day, turns into night. You don't know how much time passes, but it seems like eternity. You watch the world outside fill with snow, see birds migrate and leaves fall, and then you see the leaves return to the trees again and again. You begin to get very tired. Not muscle achy tired, but bone tired. A new thought creeps into your awareness. Do you really need to keep walking? The thought asks. You pause for a second. You tell yourself it is only a short break to catch your breath. You take a drink of water and then look up. A seemingly endless staircase. You cannot see the top, but you are certain there is one. There must be one. But as you look up, uncertainty creeps in about which way is up. You really don't need to keep walking, a thought says. So you step away from the staircase. You don't go very far, but all of a sudden everything is different. You find yourself in a park. You see the sky and smell fresh air for the first time, ever. It is amazing. And even more amazingly, you see the signs that there is a festival today. You can smell food of every kind, fried food, sweet food, and there's music. People are dancing everywhere you look, dancing and smiling and laughing. There's a parade. There are people cosplaying and people graduating high school. You're not sure what they're all celebrating, but you decide that it doesn't much matter and smile as you enjoy the festive ambiance and walk down the crowded street, and then you find yourself in a grassy field. A beautiful man and woman take you aside and tell you they are in love with you. You're fascinated by them. You cannot look away from their perfect hair and eyes and smiles. You try to be discreet and modest, but the more you try to be modest, the more you cannot look away. They sense your adoration, and they pull you away and take you up to their apartment. They start taking off their clothes as soon as they enter the building, revealing the beautiful swollen breasts and shapely buttocks of the woman and the well-defined musculature and beautiful penis of the man. They start to take off your clothes before you even get in their door. That is when the landlady comes up and tells you that rent is due. And you are all there staring before her, naked, mouths open, frozen in shock. She ignores your nude figure and she pulls you into her office and takes a puff of her cigarette. You tell her you don't know what she is talking about with the rent, and she insists you find a lease. You finish a lease while she takes a puff of her cigar. She asks you what your job is, and you say you don't know, you don't have one. So she takes a puff of her vape and tells you, get lost. When she says get lost, it's like a wind pushes you out of her office. You tumble down the hall. Your body starts to fold in on itself as you fall down the stairs. You fall backwards. Then your butt, your breasts, and your penis all fall onto you, onto your face, onto the concrete. You're a puddle, not 2 inches tall, nude and a mess of parts. It's quite a sad sight to behold. You take a breath and collect yourself. It seems easy enough to do if you just concentrate. You seem to vaguely remember something about a stairwell, but before you can think of what to do, a kindly man with a mop helps you to walk. You're still wobbly, and tells you that you cannot worry about the stairs right now, that you need a job like the landlady said. He tells you that as long as you make progress, you'll be all right here. You smile and thank him and give him a tip. He gives you a hat in return. You have a feeling this hat has magic powers. It's a top hat. As you walk, it covers you in clothes. Somehow, you find a job. You decide to be a janitor. Things go well. You graduate to become a professor and then a CEO. Things are going well. You make millions of dollars, enough even to appease the landlady who gives you an apartment. But it's only for a little while. It is 20 years later, and she is just about to re-sign your lease but then she accuses you of stealing. That's right, she said. You assaulted me. You deny it, but there's no use. The police lock you up for rape. You become older and older in jail and start to dream of the stairwell and escape, although there seems to be no way to escape. No pause in the guard's watch, and there are no doors or windows in your cell to escape from. The prison is surrounded by a moat with gates and castle walls as well. One day, the walls open, and a priest comes in. Are you here to execute me and read me my last rites? You ask. The priest starts laughing. It's a small laugh that builds into a fit of hysterics that, after a minute, suddenly stops. No, the priest says, you are now free. You don't know why you're free. That's not to tempt fate and ask. You just walk out of the jail. You do not know where to go, so you just walk. At first, you walk across the desert, then a city. You want to keep walking because you don't feel like you've reached your destination, but you have to stop. You have to stop because your legs get heavier with every step. You sit down on a park bench and you sigh. You can barely breathe and feel yourself turning to stone. I guess this is where I die, you tell yourself. Time passes. Maybe it's days, maybe it's weeks. People treat you like you were invisible. You begin to wonder if you have died. No one talks to you in what seems like forever. It begins to rain and rain and rain. You're so tired, so heavy that you can't swim and begin to worry that you will drown in the ocean that is now forming right around you. That is when the wolf comes swimming along. Get on my back, he says, and I will take you where you need to go. You have no reason to mistrust the wolf, and so you jump on his back, forgetting how heavy you once were. You now feel light as a feather. You smile as you ride on the wolf's back. You finally feel you are where you are supposed to be. You look out at the water and suddenly realize that you are on a boat. Everyone there is smiling at you, and you are smiling back. The sky begins to turn yellow, then orange, then purple, and you remember that you need to get to the top of the stairwell. So you close your eyes and you are suddenly transported back to the stairwell. You are too weak to walk, so you crawl. The steps become icy and you slide, but you keep walking up. The gravity reverses, but you hold on. You pull yourself up to the top of the stairwell, inch by inch. Someone is waiting for you at the top. Welcome to the afterlife, their voice says, but we have to send you back one more time. You got too distracted this time. I won't get distracted next time, you say. They laugh in response. That is what they all say, they tell you. I mean it, you say. And as you utter these words, everything disappears. You forget everything, and the Big Bang happens again, and you come into existence again, and you find yourself at the bottom of the stairwell again, with no memory of the life that came before.